we are back in Willow Creek. That means we are renovating another lot for my base game save file. If you want to catch up, the playlist is up there because we've done quite a few already. We are actually renovating the community lots in Crawdad Quarter, and today we are doing the Willow Creek Archive, which is the public library. And boy, let me tell you, this wasn't easy. I think I bulldozed it twice before settling in on this one. But yeah, if you want to check out the other builds, just click on the I button above. The playlist is up there, and if you want to follow along this like renovation series, you can subscribe and let me know what your like thoughts and comments below. And yeah, so the first one was last year. I know it's been a while, because I was so excited to build a library. I was able to finish the interior, but I didn't like how it turned out, and I didn't know what to do outside because, of course, we have a lot of outdoor space. And like I said in the previous speed builds for these community lots and Crawdad Quarter, having just a seating area outdoors would not make sense, at least for me, because we have a park just across the street. So I want the outdoor bit to be functional, at least, you know. Um, so yeah, I decided to bulldoze it and move to something else. And we've done the museum and the gym. Like the speed builds are in the playlist as well, and you can download them from the gallery if you want to add it to your game. And yeah, since there are only two lots left, I was like, okay, I can't keep putting it off because I'm saving the nightclub for last. And yeah, like I said, I want it to look like the real French Quarter in New Orleans, and the nightclub, like it does scream French Quarter. So I tried to renovate the library again. Didn't like it, but now I finally like know what to do outside. However, turned out we have another whole floor up there, and I didn't plan for it. So the second floor was not doing it for me because we don't have a way to get to the third floor. To be fair, I might have made it harder for myself because I don't really have to do anything on that floor because the original one was empty. Like there's nothing there at all. But that doesn't sit well with me because this is a renovation. So like in my head, I have to make it better than the original one, at least for me, or for my game. So yeah, I bulldoze it again. I did try to make it like an apartment. Well, um, like on my second try, I added a ladder instead, and I tried to hide it in like a wall and another um like the bookcase secret door. But I don't really like how it turned out. And I built an apartment. Well, I tried to build an apartment upstairs because we have the business and hobbies back, but it's a community lot and not really a business, so it won't make sense. And so I had to take another day to think about it. I looked for inspirations online, but of course, it's limited since we already have a shell, and most of the public libraries nowadays is giving modern vibes or like industrial vibes. And I did try it here actually on the second floor for my original plan, like the first and second try. Um, my original plan was to have the overhang bit of the build to have like a couple of glass windows. So it's like it was renovated already. Well, I mean, it's renovation, so yeah. So we have a couple of glass windows and desks, but it doesn't fit the vibe for this like whole build. So I decided to um place the stairs going to the third floor instead, and it felt like everything clicked. And I can also have the library sign on the same wall outside. Now I feel like I'm all over the place with this build. um so like 1 minute I'm downstairs, and then the next I'm upstairs or outside placing the windows. But that was because I have to um like do the floor plan all the way, and I was trying to figure out how to place the bookcases and all. Like I want it against the wall or have them um, like facing each other, which I did downstairs because I already know where to place the desks, or like where I want to place the desk. And one thing I really want is to have a wee office for the librarian. Of course, I use the bookcase door, and whenever I use that door, I place two of them because in my head, having just one is like a dead giveaway that it's actually a door and not a bookcase. So yeah, that was the door going to the um, office. And like I said, I also use the space on the third floor. And I like the idea of having like a dreamy vibe. Um, I think it's more like it's going to give like an industrial vibe as well. um there's like a glass ceiling and plants, but it didn't work because we have the front bit that is like a tower or something, and it needs a roof. So I made the third floor just another like study area, and I found a way to use other bookcase because I've been using the same one over and over. But that's because it's the only one that makes sense, that doesn't have like bits and bobs, which is definitely for like a house. Um, yeah, so I get to use the other bookcase as well. So I think that works. Um, Downstairs, we have the um, office, the study desks, which are actually dining tables because we can place multiple chairs with desks. We also have the toilets, which are smaller than the original one, but we have actual stalls. I mean, we have a couple of stalls. So, like previously, we have um, two like toilets, and they are just in like one. It doesn't have a stall, so you have a toilet and then a um, like a sink, and that's it. But for this renovation, we have stalls, a couple of them, and then we have the kids area, which I kept as is. I just added I think the original one, you have the um, like a drawing table or something, and I just added the science table, which I know can cause fire. And now that I think about it, I realize we don't have alarms here, so I'll come back to that later. um, for the second floor, we have the computers, and let me tell you, you'll need a lot of computers. Like, there's no such thing as too much computer in The Sims, um, because that's the very first thing the Sims interact with, especially in these like community lots where you have like as soon as you enter the lot, um, you'll have other Sims going in as well, and that's the first thing that they'll interact with. And then building a library, one of the requirements is a chess table. And at first, I placed them inside, but again, we have the outdoor space and I wanted to be functional, so I placed a few chess tables there. Um, And that made me really happy because, like I said earlier, I was struggling on what to place there, but having them outside makes sense, because like in real life, you have them in like parks and all. So yeah, I think that works well. Um, we still have a couple of benches there, but another thing that I should have placed there is the telescope. I had them on the balcony, which in real life you can use. But when I tried it, it was grayed out because you can't use it inside, which doesn't make sense because it's still outside on the balcony. I don't know, maybe it was recognizing it as a room, so I'll have to check it out. I didn't get a chance to update or like change it earlier when I figured it out because I was recording the tour bit of this video. But yeah, um, that will be updated, and the updated one is definitely going to be the like complete save file because I added some bits and bobs there as well. And then inside we also have a few benches and couches for reading and have that cozy vibes. I wasn't sure if I should add like statues or other decorations, but I think it's normal to have a few of them. I badly want the book card. I'm not sure which bag it came from. Um, but yeah, we don't have it in base game, and I did add a mail slot from debug so you can just you have the idea of dropping your books there and it goes straight to the bin in the office, where I also added a microwave and a coffee machine because of course in real life you still need your break. For the exterior, I wasn't sure about paint until now that I finished the build. I mean, I like it for me because dark is definitely my vibe. And I was like, okay, should we go for bricks or plain walls or siding, which definitely has like colorful swatches. But in my head, it makes sense to have bricks outside because this is like an old building. Well, in my head, at least. But yeah, I want something different, especially since we already have a dark exterior next door. So I opted for bricks, but in white swatch, and we just have dark accents, and added a few like hanging plants just to give the French Quarter vibes. And now I know white is a bold choice, but I really like how it looks. And if I use other swatches or even like other brick walls, some of them look dark and other white swatch looks almost yellow. Um, which of course I didn't like. So yeah, I really like the black and white contrast with a few um, colors here and there. Um, on the speed build, it may look incomplete because the roof, especially the roof bit, because well, the like I think the roof bit, but that was because I didn't know what to do at first because we have those pillars, and so we need something at the top. So I just stole the idea from my build next door where I added a flat roof and lined it with the monolith wall fence, which also has a black and white swatch. So um, it fits the vibe. It took me a while to figure it out, and I don't really want to include it on this like speed build because it's going to be much longer than it already is, which I think is almost like 20 minutes. Um, yeah, and then we have a wall on the second and third floor where I can place a window, and they are right at the front. So I was like, okay, that's a good place to have a library sign. And turned out we have nothing aside from the really big cursive sign, which isn't really appropriate for this build. I mean, I already know it's not giving the same vibes. It's not going to work, but I still tried it just to see. But yeah, um, it didn't work. It's giving like I think it's only that's in the nightclub or like on the outside bit of the nightclub, but it's like a nightclub sign. So yeah, it didn't work. I had to find something else, and I remember we have this like open book. Um, is it like a black or like a wall hanging decoration? So I just size it up, and so we have a sign, and then above it, I I call it the tower because that's how it looks originally, and I kept it that way. I added a window, but I didn't like it, so I was like, why don't we add a clock to actually give it a clock tower vibe? And it makes sense because it's a town center, so it's like a main street, and you have this clock towers. So yeah, I think it worked out in the end. And like I said, I added a few hanging plants like from Live Edit and also a makeshift bike rack. I just used the metal thingy from Debug and size it up. I don't really know what it's called, but it's a Debug item. And yeah, we only have one bike from the Grim Reaper event, so I'm sorry if there is no other swatch there, but you have to make do with what you have, so there it is. It's not included on the speed build because it was a last minute add-on, but the final build will have them. And if you want to add this to your build, or if you want this to add this build to your game, feel free to download it from the gallery. My EA ID is veronicahills. But yeah, I think that is it for me. Let me know um, like your thoughts in the comments below. I think we are almost done with this build or with this renovation series. I think we only have one neighborhood left. Well, don't get me wrong, the houses there are like big. We have the Goth household, so it's still going to take a while. And then we also have the park. So if you have like tips or ideas for this renovation, let me know as well. And yeah, don't forget to like this video if you did, and subscribe for more renovation or Sims in general. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in another one. Bye!